I'll let Ed Hawkins, you want to reply? You heard Boria Majumdar there. He's still criticizing your book. He questions the way I introduced you. Yes, Ed. You heard that, Ed?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I've heard it many times. I've answered this question many times as well. The book never says that the World Cup semi-final was fixed. What it says was that there needs to be an investigation into that match, because I received details from a bookmaker about what would happen in the Pakistan innings before that innings started. And statistically, that comes in at about, if you're trying to guess that, that's about 400 to 1 chance to get that right. And on the basis of that, and on the basis of interviews I conducted in India with bookmakers, punters, people in Pakistan, Pakistan spy agencies, I always said that the ACSU needs to do an investigation into it. But that's Pakistan semi-final that you mentioned. That's about words.
Boria, you see, we are not discussing.
The book's about 80,000 words.
You
about
see,
60 of them are all about exactly how bookmakers in India work. All about exactly the kind of spot fixes which is
you've got to nail this, you've got to be credible. Let's please set up some parameters here.
So that is what the book is.
Let us please set up some paradigms.
One match fixing.
We've got to be
Boria, 1 minute, gentlemen. Let me come in. Let me come in.
Is IPL credible?
Yes.
I'm not talking about the IPL. Rahul, shut up. Rahul, please shut up. I'm not talking about the IPL here.
Let's not get personal.
You are saying IPL is more credible than this allegation.
I'm not saying that. Rahul, I'm not saying that. Without hearing, don't talk nonsense. Please don't talk nonsense. I'm saying about this book.
You are saying that.
World Cup 2011. I'm saying.
You are saying that. You are talking nonsense.
This is an ultra-defensive
I'm not saying that.
I think let's not. No, 1 second. Boria, 1 minute.
Listen,
Boria, 1 minute.
I'm no defender of the IPL.
1 minute, Boria. 1 minute. Can I request you 1 minute? What is the point in being ultra-defensive? I am saying only one thing.
You're sounding like one tonight.
1 minute. Rahul Mehra and Boria, can I please request the both of you to let me come in?
I am not.
Can I request the both of you to let me come in?
At all.
The question is this, and the question goes to Meher Bose. The question is this. In his book, Bookie, Gambler, Fixer, Spy, the English journalist who's on the channel tonight, he said there are links between bookies and players, proven. The ICC and the BCCI's response to that is what I'm questioning tonight. Because when this happened, and I'm not talking about the details of the matches, the response has always been from the BCCI, rubbish. Meher Bose. The BCCI said, like Boria, it's an insult to the Indian team. Fine. The ICC rejected the fixing claims. Tonight it is proven, Meher Bose, the ICC is not even serious with an investigation. Before an investigation happens, the ICC wants us to believe, like the BCCI, there are 3 rotten eggs. Can this ICC and the BCCI be taken at face value anymore, Mr. Bose?
There are 2 issues here. There are 2 issues here. The first issue is, this is a replay of what happened before Hansi-Kronia, when there were lots of stories. This is going back 10, 13 years now. Lots of stories of match fixing, which were consistently denied. Then the Delhi police came up with investigation and showed that there was match fixing going on. But there is another issue which you are not discussing. And may I suggest something? May I introduce something? When I was growing up in India, there was prohibition. That went. What are the Indian authorities and what the cricket authorities are telling the government? You need to get betting into a formulated procedure. At the moment, everything in India on betting is illegal except betting on the horse tracks. The point is, surely we should allow betting, proper betting, not the form of match fixing. That's a different matter.
What proper betting?
Proper betting in India to be regulated,
this is all.
So that it can be monitored.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
See, in this country, I can go to a bookmaker and place a bet. That's not illegal.
No, but
that is monitored here.
No, 1 second.
By but
in your country,
what is happening at the moment? At the moment, hang on a second. At the moment, every bet in India is illegal by definition. And therefore you encourage cricketers to go and mix with gangsters. This is what they're doing. The India bookmakers are gangsters, except those who operate on the horse track. And
can I ask a question order up to Meher, please?
Yeah, go ahead, Atul Vasan.
Do nothing to police them.
Meher, counter from Atul Vasan.
Okay, Meher. Miss, just answer that. By your argument and your explanation that if betting is made legal in India, then we'll be rid of this demon of spot fixing first. And I would like to ask you a question, where the 3 cricketers from Pakistan went to jail in England, which country were they caught? Which country were they caught in?
Hang on, they were not betting with British. They were not betting. Hang on,
in England,
they were
right?
not betting
In
with
England,
British
right?
bookmakers.
Is betting legal in England or not?
They were caught in a trap set. No, they were caught. They were caught in a trap.
So what kind of
trap set by a newspaper?
No, irrespective.
Whatever it is,
No,
but
Mihir
the
Bose.
betting,
Mihir Bose.
what you said
Mihir Bose.
2 minutes ago is
No, one
make
second.
betting
Mihir
legal,
Bose.
and this was your
No,
solution
Mihir Bose.
for match fixing or
No,
spot
one
fixing.
second.
How does it matter whether
Hang
betting
on.
is legal or
Hang
not?
on, you've got the facts wrong.
One at a time. One at a time. Mihir Bose, the point that is being made. 1 second, please. The point being made by Atul Vasan is this: that the fact that you have legalized betting does not mean there's going to be no fixing. And equally, any Indian viewer will ask you today, if you legalize betting in India, there will be more fixing. Unless you have structures to stop fixing. My question is very specific before I go to the next news report on the Newshour tonight. And my question is to Mr. Hariharan, former international umpire. He's umpired for IPL matches in 2008, in 2009, and in 2010. Mr. Hariharan, my question to you is this. Some bookies who times now have spoken to, and I'm going to broadcast what they say in the next 2 minutes, have said that it is not spots which are fixed. They are saying sessions are fixed. Sessions of 6 overs at a time. When targets are given to bowlers, it is not the third ball of the third over you will let the batsman hit a 4. It is 6 overs at a time when a target of a number of runs is given. In your view, having umpired in IPL, do you think it's possible to fix sessions, which actually amounts to match fixing?
If someone wants to play some games within the games, you can't stop them unless you catch them, unless you prove that. Right? Anybody can do that. But point is, how are you going to prove it? It is very essential that we prove that. And unless it is proved, you can't say that.
What do you mean? How can you prove it?
Speculations are being made. Lot of speculations are being made. If you want to add spice into it, you can say that when Karen Pollard dropped three catches of 3 balls, people will say that was fixed. But next over he comes out with a brilliant catch. Then, if you want to add spice into it, you can add anything.
No, what is spice? Are you going, Mr. Hariharan, are you going to argue tomorrow? Because I find your description of this as spice not appropriate. This is not spice. This is extremely upsetting for a lot of people. Are you going to say tomorrow that irrespective of suppose Srishant comes tomorrow and says, yes, I had these conversations about money, but actually I didn't take money. And actually, I was bowling quite well. If you want to argue like that, Mr. Hariharan, there is nothing to prove. There is nothing to prove anything against Srishant also. He'll say, I gave my heart out when I was bowling. Yes, I talked about...
Correct.
Right, Boria, you agree? Boria, agree with that?
Correct, absolutely.
That's right.
But Mr. Hariharan calls it spice.
Unless you prove that there was a nexus. There was a nexus for bowling that particular overs in a particular fashion. He was being paid or he has been paid. You have to prove that. Unless you prove it, it will remain a speculation.
What do you mean prove it? I mean, it'll never be proven that way. Yes, Boria. Can be proven that way. This is a dangerous line of argument.
It can be proved.
The point you just made.
See, I'm working for a government department.
Legislation. The point you just made can be sorted out with sports legislation. And to my friend Rahul Mehra, I'm actually endorsing what he said. We need sports legislation. I'm no defender of the IPL. I was talking about a particular case about 5 minutes back. So Rahul, please, for heaven's sake, don't jump the gun, which is becoming a habit. I absolutely endorse that we need sports legislation because without it...
I don't agree with you at all. I don't agree with you at all, Boria. You said that the book is not credible. IPL and BCCI is more credible. BCCI, the World Cup semi-final could not be fixed. Do you have evidence to show that it was not fixed? I put it the other way. What evidence do you have to show that it was not fixed? Today, unless and until BCCI take credible steps, everything is under the cloud. Everything is under question. So do not bat for BCCI and IPL. I request you, do not.
Everybody else is under question. Don't talk like a fool, Rahul. Come on. I mean, if it's your problem to go and prove a match was fixed, not anybody else's problem. You are saying
You can say whatever. You can say fool, nonsense, whatever else you want to say. Please answer the question.
Every cricket match in the world cannot be fixed.
Come on now, come on now, gentlemen. One second. I go to Kishore Bhimani and Gautam Bhattacharya. Kishore Bhimani and Gautam Bhattacharya raise their hands in Kolkata tonight. 1 minute. 1 minute. Ceasefire between both of them. 1 minute between both of them. I come in between both. 1 second, please.
Everybody fixed the World Cup. Are we joking here or what?
Should be under cloud.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Come on.
This is turning out to be a
Kishore
dialogue.
Bhimani and Gautam Bhattacharya. I'm sorry. No, Mr.
can I have
Bhimani, it is
just 1
certainly a
minute?
dialogue.
You
It's a
come on,
debate.
please.
It's a debate, and I'd like to get you into the debate because tonight
May I have 1 minute
you have. Go
on
ahead.
this debate? Can I have 1 minute?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You and
I
both
just want
Mr.
to tell
Bhattacharya and you.
That what Mihir Bose just said.
Yeah.
What Mihir Bose just said is very, very constructive. May I just enlarge on it for half a minute and say that legalizing of betting, as it is in South Africa, Australia and England, where you can walk into Ladbrokes and William Hill and place your bet. What has happened is that company, Ladbrokes, William Hill and Joe Corral, they have to have audits. If somebody puts a huge bet like £100,000, people will know, hello, something is wrong here.
That's not going to be a solution, Mr. Bhimani.
Criminalization of betting.
That is no solution. It is a good step, but it's not a solution.
Of betting that goes on in India, 30,000-40,000 crores, it is financed by the underworld. In England, in South Africa, in USA, there has not been, I have been betting 40 years in England, and there has never been a betting scam. And somebody who mentioned, Atul Vasan, I think, mentioned that what about those 3 Pakistanis? Those 3 Pakistanis were talking to a Pakistani bookie. This betting was done in Dubai and Pakistan, nothing to do with England. In England, you cannot fix a match because if you go to William Hill and say, I want to put 150,000
But Mr. Bhimani,
he said,
no, Gautam Bhattacharya.
Identity and your
Gautam Bhattacharya. No, but Gautam Bhattacharya, Mr. Bhimani makes
I don't agree with.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't agree with Mr. Bhimani on this because for the simple reason that we have this precedent of an England versus South Africa match in which Hansi Cronje suddenly declared. All of us know that match was debated and later on it was found out in the King's Commission that Hansi Cronje did make money. So come on, we were talking about South Africa and England where betting is legalized. How did this happen?
Correct.
And Mr. Bhimani,
hang on.
But the betting law came
Mihir Bose from London. Mihir Bose.
What guarantee is there that besides these William Hill and Ladbrokes,
let Mr. Bose
there
come
won't
in.
be other
Hang on.
illegal bookies as well. So they can have illegal bookies besides William Hill
Atul
and
seems to be
other
living
people as well.
in a very strange world. Let me get that. Get the facts right. Hansi Cronje bet
India.
with an illegal guy in South Africa. He did not bet with a legal guy. I lived in India through prohibition, and what were the evil effects of prohibition? Because it banished every person who made liquor into an illegal camp. What I'm saying is legalize betting in a formal way. Also have a law which says that anybody who makes an illegal sports bet should be penalized. At the moment, there is no such law in India. There is a law of that kind in England, which is why the Pakistani cricketers were brought to the court.
So we can have